Good morning, guys. It's 7:40 a.m., not even 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And the sky got dark and suddenly a rainstorm in the early a.m. So I was able to do a teeny bit of earthing before the rain came. I stood under this tree, the Indian apple tree, blooming Indian apple tree or something. And okay, so last night I was doing a live stream, a very rare one. And the reason I was doing it was because I wanted to talk about the effects of the different medications I was prescribed for my UTI, the urinary tract infection that I got, that I woke up, that I was slowly developing over a day or two before my birthday and then was really hurting on my birthday, which is July 31st. And then I was luckily able to get to the doctor right away and get a prescription right away, which was really cool. And they saw me at 9 o'clock in the morning, got my prescription by 10. And then I found out that a few days later, the doctor's office was calling me repeatedly. And finally I answered, and I was too tired almost to answer because the medication I took at 5 in the morning, and I thought I took it with food soon enough, but apparently not. And I threw up twice, which was the day after my birthday, I felt great the rest of the day on my birthday, but the next day I crashed. And I got sick twice in the morning, and then I spent the rest of the day in bed, exhausted, sleeping. And I think I slept for many hours, and just completely out of it. And so that wasn't good. And then I felt better the next day, and then I went through this again, and I didn't throw up, but I had that deep exhaustion where I felt off and weird, and I had to sleep all day. So then the doctor said that medication, which starts with the phrase nitro, wasn't effective for what I have, because she got my lab test back, and then which I thought she'd already gotten, because she affirmed I had a UTI. And then I guess they found out more information, and then she prescribed Bactrim, which my mother had a very bad experience with, and I don't like Bactrim. And I've always vowed not to take it. And so I had to let her know I did not want to take Bactrim, although they tried to insist. And I was like, nope, I can't take that. I just don't want it. And then they found another one, which was the one I took 2 years ago, which is called Augmentin and or amoxicillin mixed with something else. And that one I'm used to taking and I've taken it without throwing up. And maybe I did it right with food. Maybe it's gentler. I don't know. It has less side effects. A lot of these things than Bactrim, a lot of these things are bad for your kidneys. But you can also get a kidney infection from a UTI. So I really got the most information from the pharmacist, this really nice woman, young woman, who gave me all the information about making sure I took it with food, which my doctor did not tell me to do. She said it didn't matter if I took it with food or not. That's why I thought it was okay to take it, with my lemon water and my whatever olive oil and then my coffee, which has some nutrients in it, because I put flax milk in it. I put my chocolate powder, my special chocolate protein powder or whatever, not protein, but whatever it is, mushroom. And so now I've taken 2 of the new one, which is Augmentin, which is also the same thing I think that I took 2 years ago, and which did help me. But the other one, the Nitro, also helped, but not completely, but also because it made me throw up, I was afraid to take it, so I didn't take it per schedule. It took me like 6.5, 7 days to get through what is supposed to be a 5-day batch. And because I don't always feel like eating. These medications, first of all, they took away my appetite, which is rare for me. And they made me feel sick and off. At least the one that starts with nitro did. And it made me feel weird. And I didn't like it. And I was immediately like, I don't like this medication. As soon as I started taking it, I didn't like it. And then I threw up after the 3rd dose. And I was like, forget it. I'm not taking this. And then the symptoms started coming back of the UTIs. And then I did start to take it again. And then I felt like it was helping, because it was helping with the pain. And, to me, that was a sign of it helping me. But supposedly that one, the nitro, only works on 2 things, whereas I might have needed a more broad spectrum antibiotic. So now they mix antibiotics. They don't give you just one. They put 2 in there. And the woman at the pharmacy was really, she was insisting I continue without, I said, should I give my body a break? She said, no, keep taking it. Take it with yogurt. She said that taking probiotics on top of it was a good idea, which I liked. She was really nice. She seemed very informed on these medications, working at the pharmacy. And she was the one who gave me the most advice. So honestly, I feel grateful to her. But she insisted that I continue with the dosage, do the 5 days. You take one every 12 hours with food. I didn't want to eat this morning at all. I was happy with my coffee. I did my lemon water. Ooh, are we going to get a thunder and lightning? I did my lemon water. Then I did a tablespoon or swig of extra virgin olive oil, which they say if you start your day with it, it helps get your metabolism going. And then if you take a swig before you go to bed, it's supposed to be really, really good for you, help you with everything. It's good for your teeth and gums. It's good for your digestion. It's good for your skin. I think it's good to lubricate your nasal passages, even though, or the back of your throat, so you're less likely to snore, I believe. Anything that helps you lose weight, you know. I'm always, because people in their middle age, people in their 60s often get a big gut. And my body, I can tell how it wants to have this huge gut, and it does have a big gut sometimes. It's getting a little better. But it's very easy somehow for us humans to develop a pot belly full of whatever, you know. And it's not easy when your digestive system is such a huge part of how you exist. It's not easy to have it all slim and trim. But you can do it, and it looks better, but it's really, really hard. So let's see. I wanted to talk about those things and the side effects. Also, I felt really depressed at one point. Toward the end of the prescription, when I was like on my last 3 pills, I started feeling really sad and depressed, and, you know, had some dark thoughts. And I thought, wow. And there's no reason for me personally to feel that way, because I had a wonderful birthday. It could not have been better. You know, of course, I was sick as a dog the next day. But the birthday itself, I mean, all stars were shining. You know, it was a really beautiful time. I cherish it. Had a wonderful time over the week. And I, you know, laid low, trying to avoid trolling and people interfering in any way I could. And that seemed to be, you know, successful. So then I do a live stream to talk about it, and because I wanted, you know, to see what other people thought, see if anybody had experience with these different meds. The side effects are what you got to worry about. She told me, this doctor told me that the first medication that starts with nitro does not give you a yeast problem, does not kill all the good flora. That's what she said. And I had never heard of it. So I was like, wow, I questioned it, because I'm always suspicious about new medications, and we all should be. You really need to look into these things. You can't just take stuff without more information. Like, you really, really do need to take these things with food. I can't believe I took that series of nitro, but then she told me not to take it. And she wanted to give me something else, but she wanted to give me Bactrim. And like I said, I'm against Bactrim because it made my mother throw up. And when you look into it and you research it, it's got a lot of potential damages. I just don't need to take something that's going to damage so many other parts of my body. I mean, that's just not, and my system, or, you know, your functioning, your systems. So in the middle of the live, someone who cloned Peggy's account, which looked very much like Peggy's with the TW, the same numbers. I didn't check to see. I assumed it was her because I had unblocked her. And there's many, many, many Peggy accounts. And I believe she plays many of them, if not all of them. So then this was this whole drama, and some shocking things were said by this cloned or real Peggy. And I will talk about it on a different live, but I'm just felt like telling you guys during this rainstorm, because rainstorms are cool. And if we got some thunder and lightning, that would be awesome, you know. Oh, I also heard that, I don't really even want to talk about it, but Max was reportedly Katie O's cousin, according to an email that Lionel read or misread on his channel from Katie about Max being her cousin, which he has never told me, but, you know, what do I know? Anyway, that's my update. Look at that rain. Wow. You can hear it on the heat pumps. That's where the, underneath there is where there's a hornet's nest. And it attacked me, and it started to attack my, someone who was sitting on the porch. And so we all confirmed. I don't know why they built that hornet's nest under there, but it's really, really weird. And then last night, as I was sitting in the kitchen doing a live stream, a bat flew across the kitchen, through the bathroom, into the living room. And then I shut the door to the bathroom, and then I went around into the dining room, and then, or into the hallway, and I opened the door and I could see it flying around. Huge wingspan for being indoors. Not the biggest bat in the world, but pretty good sized wings. But when it flew across the kitchen, it seemed small and almost like a shadow, but clearly something. So it was definitely something, and I thought, oh my God, a bat just flew, and I know how they move. A bat just flew across my kitchen. The whole thing was on my live stream, which I privated, for whatever reason. And, so I've been on a new timeline, a totally new timeline, and my dreams have been weird and strong and very intense. So the bat flies across into the living room. Whenever I opened the door to the living room, because the lights were on for some reason, I turned on the lights so I could see it, and it's flying around. This is all recorded. And then I shut the door and freaked out, and I was calling for my mommy, and I finally said, I asked Linda to help me. And what I did was, I opened the door to the living room that leads to the front door, leads to the hallway where the front door is. Ooh, lightning. Ooh, you got some. Yay. And then I wanted it to go out. And then the cloned or real Peggy in the chat was telling me about bats and how dangerous they are, and how they want to attack people in Maine, and how you have to hit it with a broom. And then other people gave me advice. And then I asked Linda, I begged her to help me. And I begged her to help me get that bat out. Because if the bat really wanted to go outside, it could. Because I opened the door to the hall and the outside, which were very close together. And if the bat had any intelligence or sonar, it could tell where the outside was. And it could fly itself out. So I begged Linda to help me get that bat out. And then I carried on with my live stream, interacting with this cloned or real Peggy, and which I thought it was several people were playing that part. It was unbelievable. I'll do a whole thing on it. It was shocking what she said. Absolutely. And she lied. She lied and lied. And she created, it was really sociopathic and quite dramatic. Good thing I knew the things weren't true, but it was, to say those things and be lying about those things is quite over the top. So I could show it to you. I then blocked her, finally. And she started getting into my, too personal, and I'm sick of I'm bored of it. I can't stand, I'm not going to listen to this. So I block her. Then I unblock, then I wait a little while, and then I unblock her. And then she comes right back in with the same, she doesn't come in a different account. She did not, and she could have. She could have, but she didn't. She just stayed quiet until I unblocked her. I don't know how much time went by. I unblock her. There's the seagull. Hi. Hi. Wow. What are you doing in the rain, guys? Look at him. That's nice. Oh, lightning. So the whole thing was very dramatic, and it made me feel like every time I do a live stream, it only becomes about trolls, or the main troll, being a lot of trolls. And I have three or four or five main trolls. So, any one of them is equal to 10. So that's 50. Oh, it's 15 minutes. All right. Well, I'm glad you got to see a little bit of a flash of lightning and a dash of thunder. A dash or two of thunder. Rolling thunder. What else? So, when I shut the door, I don't know how the bat got in the kitchen, and then from the stuff that the fake or real Peggy was saying, it made me wonder about the bat being in there, and I thought it might have been a witch's spell or a curse. And then Stiggy came in and was like, "You're definitely not going to get attacked by that bat. Don't you worry. Your vibe is too high." Stiggy's so positive. And I also talked about poor Maria, who really did get attacked. And the viciousness of what she went through is absolutely shocking and mind-blowing. And please let's all say a prayer for her for quick recovery and healing. Ooh, more lightning. I just cannot believe what she went through, and I'm still trying to process and digest it. But let us all please send a loving healing prayer for her. But she did not deserve that. No one does. She definitely does not. So let's please be on a timeline where she heals quickly, and the culprit is caught and punished appropriately, and we are all in a safer, happier, better place. Thanks, guys. Love you.